What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. So we did get like one of the biggest announcements confirmed to be at E3 this year, and it is really, really exciting to see it. We're going to talk a bit about that. It does look like Square, it looks like their little presentation is going to be a bit better than last year, at least, where last year the big reveal was The Quiet Man, so I guess it can't be any worse. Also, Cadence of Hyrule has been kind of appearing in the news here and there, and it has to do seemingly with a release date that keeps changing, that's kind of hidden, and we're going to talk a bit about that and why it might be coming sooner than a lot of people think. As always, guys, doing these videos, make sure you hit the like button. It does help out, and get subscribed as we head towards 300,000 subscribers and going into E3. Be able to keep you guys up to date on all the different gaming news that's going on. It's going to be a lot, so it's going to be kind of interesting to get everyone up to date on all the stuff that's happening. Today we're actually going to start with Death Stranding. Of course, we had the big reveal yesterday. It was an almost 9-minute trailer that showed gameplay and all kinds of stuff that was going on, and we have a slightly better understanding as to what the game's about. But one thing they did show is a full collector's edition that you're seeing here that does have, and I'm not kidding, a life-sized baby in a pod. Of course, that goes along with kind of the theme that they keep showing in the trailers and just the game in general. And then they also have the big cargo case, a steel book, and then keychain. And they also have some interesting little things that go with it, including some in-game items that appear to show levels based around your gear, whether it's armor pieces that you have or whatnot. This kit is going to be $200. They also have a premium and then a standard edition as well. And going into, of course, its release November 8th, I'll be curious to see unboxings for this one. Don't know if I'll get this myself, but I'm definitely getting Death Stranding because now I am very curious as to what the game is actually about. We also found out what the free games are for June for PlayStation Plus, and it's actually a pretty good month. Actually, check this out. Sonic Mania is up first. That's going to be part of the PlayStation Plus lineup for June, and that's a good one, by the way, to pick up. If you haven't played Sonic Mania and you liked old school Sonic, you probably should have picked it up in the first place, but hey, it's there and you can download it if you're already a subscriber for PlayStation Plus service. The other one makes a lot of sense as we head into Borderlands 3 coming out this fall, in September, September it'll be out. This is actually the Handsome Collection, and that does have Borderlands 2 in it, and it also has Borderlands, the pre-sequel, so again, makes a lot of sense to kind of get Borderlands back out in the news and like freshen people's minds. It'll give you a chance to go back and play it again. I more or less look at this as, oh, cool, Sonic, Sonic Mania, that's a good one to check out. But I mean, that's already like $20 or what, 30 physically, so most of us have probably already picked it up. Either way, though, I've playing Borderlands Remastered right now, but I might go check this out as well because it's there and it's Borderlands 2, just to pick that up and play it a bit more, just to get ready for Borderlands 3. Also, Need for Speed fans are probably going to be kind of disappointed because it doesn't look like the new Need for Speed is going to be at E3. Now, what's interesting is EA posted like a full blog post about this, and they did say that Need for Speed is still coming this year. Like, it's not like it's been postponed or pushed back. No, they're saying it is happening. It just won't be at E3, like, at all. It seems like that might be something that they kind of put out there over the summer, but it's supposed to come out later on this year. And of course, we had Payback almost 2 years ago from this fall. So yeah, I assume 2 years later we'll have another Need for Speed. It's just odd that they're passing up E3. Now, I've even looked at EA Play, their schedule, and it's fairly underwhelming with what they're showing right now. I mean, they do show, of course, Jedi Fallen Order, which is what most of us will probably tune in for, but beyond that, it's all stuff we already know about, like Apex Legends, Madden, FIFA, Battlefield 5, like that's all that's on their docket for their streaming setup there. So I don't know. I'm a little surprised that they really don't have any placeholders or anything that's like new game, announcement or something. It's underwhelming, and it's unfortunate Need for Speed's not even going to make it to E3, but hey, we'll see. I'm more concerned about Need for Speed actually being good this year. I went back and started playing Need for Speed Undercover again just to check it out, and or Most Wanted. I'm sorry, Need for Speed Most Wanted. I was playing that on the GameCube the other day, and yeah, Need for Speed's fallen pretty far. And guys, with some of the quick news out of the way, let's get into the bigger stuff. We've talked about Square, how they're taking up Sony's spot, right? We're going to see everything from them in the same place that we would normally see Sony, that's generally Monday night. Well, that's going to be all Square Enix's turn to show off what they have. We already know they're going to show Final Fantasy VII Remake, but there's another project that's been kind of out there, and we haven't really heard much about it. That's the Avengers game. Remember the Avengers Project that we heard about a while ago, and it sounded pretty cool. It seemed like it was going to be a games as a service type game, but we're still not really sure what it is, other than that obviously the Avengers will be in it, and it'll be a Marvel collaboration. Well, we're gonna find out this E3. So Square they're meaning some business, it seems, this year, as we already know Final Fantasy VII Remake, and now the Avengers Project, as they announced on Twitter, like you're seeing here. They put out a full post. It went all over the internet, and yes, guys, we are gonna see the Avengers Project. That, of course, is from Crystal Dynamics, Marvel, and then Eidos Montreal, and then, of course, Square Enix. This is very, very exciting. Worldwide reveal. I think this is going to be their big game at E3 this year, mostly because we already know about Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that's not like the big reveal. We've seen gameplay of Final Fantasy VII Remake. We've seen like actual story trailer parts of it. And we've seen that one like, what, 2 or 3 times now. Whereas we have not seen the Avengers Project at all. All we've seen is a logo, and even that's not that crazy. So this is exciting stuff. There's a lot of things I want to see from this. I want to see some gameplay, definitely. I'd like to see a release date, because Square, I think, is either putting out Final Fantasy VII Remake this year, or I think they're doing the Avengers Project. I think one of those is this year, which is crazy to think about, considering we would see the Avengers Project and then it would launch like 5 months later, but we're still close enough to obviously the big blow off for Infinity Wars and everything. So I think it at least makes sense. So you got Endgame, and then months later, well, you have the big Avengers Project game that's still, I guess, technically not even titled still, right? It's just Avengers game. So we need a title, we need some gameplay, we need some background as to what's happening in it. Do you create a character? Are you just controlling the different Avengers? Is it a games as a service? Does it need to be online all the time? There's a lot of questions here to answer, so I'm really looking forward to it. Probably my most anticipated game currently going into E3 with, of course, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Square's entire presentation. Exciting stuff here, and we'll see what it's all about. Next up, let's talk about Call of Duty. Now, Call of Duty, of course, is a yearly series. We know that there's some weird issues going on next year. Like, apparently that might be Black Ops 5, who knows right now. But one thing's for sure, we know Infinity Ward is out this year, and it seems like it's been a pretty tough secret to keep. We know it's Modern Warfare. It's just called Modern Warfare. We thought it was Modern Warfare 4. It's a soft reboot, it appears, of Modern Warfare. There was even a leaked image like you're seeing here that someone managed to grab of their YouTube premiere video that they put up. Yes, it does look like it's Modern Warfare, and it looks like it's going to be coming out in October most likely, but we're not going to wait too much longer from when this video posts, as 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. They are going to unleash, I guess, Call of Duty on the world, and we'll get a premiere. So we're going to see a worldwide premiere of this. They should be posting it online. Most likely after that, you'll see a ton of people on social media talking about it, because Call of Duty does spread pretty quickly. Of course, there will be opinions all over the place on it. And I'm really hoping that Infinity Ward has a good campaign. I hope they show up. I hope it's Modern Warfare straight up, and they take advantage of the soft reboot as much as they can, whether they have to introduce, new characters, new gameplay styles. I want something different in the Call of Duty universe, and this is a chance, at least if it is a soft reboot, to do that, whereas Black Ops is locked into their numbered series at this point. If they're gonna go the reboot route, really go the reboot route. So I'm hoping, really hoping. The one thing's for sure though, I like the Modern Warfare series, so I am very excited at least to see what it's about, and I'm gonna give them a chance, because we already talked about how the campaign seems to be a serious focus. It's supposed to be super emotional, kind of offensive to some people, and it looks like they pulled in ex-Naughty Dog developers to help give it a cinematic feel. So I'm on board at least to see what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I would expect Call of Duty to be unveiled later on today for an October release. Next up, let's talk about Ubisoft, because Ubisoft is interesting. Now, they of course like their subscription services. I don't think they've made that there's no secret about that. We'll say that one. They like the games as a service. They like recurring revenue. So why not follow the path that EA has with EA Access and do their own Ubisoft Premium Pass? Well, that's something that seems to have accidentally been posted on their store ahead of E3. This is something that is now expected to be announced at E3 as a Premium Pass. So something I assume you buy into, and then you get either early access to games, you get like a back catalog of games that's part of the library, which, by the way, I think Ubisoft actually has a good enough library of games throughout the years now to warrant something like this. I think they could actually do it. Like, EA is like, okay, they get like their sports series in there and different things like that. They'll give you early access to things like Anthem, yay. but I think Ubisoft has like the catalog. I think they could do this, and I'm actually interested to see what the pricing is and if they have any extra benefits other than just, oh, we have a selection of games. The thing is, though, we are getting to that point, and we've talked about this before, where so many different companies are going to have us buy in, monthly as like a subscription thing, to kind of like how we view Netflix, Hulu, and others, HBO Go, right? You have so many of these subscription services that pile up, it kind of negates you cutting the cord for cable. And I'm curious if we ever get to that point now with gaming, as all these companies, I think, as they build a library, will do something similar to this. So, I mean, we got Game Pass, we have EA Access, sounds like we might have something with Ubisoft here, but out of all of them, Game Pass obviously has the library and like the value, but I think Ubisoft will be next for me, so we'll see what the pricing is and what they offer. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about Cadence of Hyrule. This was kind of an announcement that was out of left field during an Indies presentation from Nintendo. That was the same presentation where we also had Cuphead announced, which was really big, but this, I think, was just as big because it was indie developers, the developers behind Crypt of the Necrodancer, getting a chance to create a game alongside Nintendo as like a crossover and creating Cadence of Hyrule using the Zelda IP. This was a pretty big deal for Nintendo to really trust an indie developer enough, and I'm sure they worked alongside them as well to kind of get that quality there. But for them to trust them this much and do that was really impressive. And what's very interesting here is it seems like this actually could be one of our E3 shadow drops. So if you're not aware, it seems like, especially recently, Nintendo has been doing a lot of shadow drops with different events. Doesn't have to just be E3, their own Nintendo Directs. It's exciting because something is like available now, it's like after this presentation, go get this demo or go buy this game, or hey, Fortnite's out, that kind of stuff. So it is exciting, and I do think we might see that with Cadence of Hyrule for E3. And the reason I say that is because data miners have been looking around the metadata, the meta code on the websites for this, and it seems like a date for release keeps changing. Now, originally it was May 31st, and that makes sense, last day of this month, right? And it was originally slated for May, it seemed like, in a newsletter that Nintendo sent out for spring. And now it's not going to be coming out, it seems, obviously. I mean, May 30th, I haven't heard anything about it. There you go. Maybe it's a surprise drop. Doubt it, because it's now changed to June 20th. And here's the thing. They're kind of playing around with this date. They're moving it around, it seems, on the website. That doesn't usually mean a ton. Like, a lot of times you'll see on websites for retailers, like a game like Metroid Prime 4, and it's like December 31st. Well, it's not actually coming out December 31st. That is a placeholder date. This seems to be a placeholder date that's being moved around in accordance for kind of when they might want to release it. I think this is coming out E3. I think it's going to be them just saying, hey, it's available. Go pick it up for, I don't know, what do you think it's going to cost? $20? $19.99 or something like that? Although it has Zelda IP, so maybe it's like 30. We'll see. But this thing changing around, originally supposed to have a May release. I feel like Nintendo has an idea to just put it out there with some hype at E3, get some eyes on it, for a game that might get kind of hidden. I mean, let's be honest, we're going into Mario Maker 2, and then you start getting into things like Fire Emblem, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and then when you get past that, it's over because everything's coming out. So I at least get the idea of a shadow drop to bring some eyes to it, but we'll see, because E3, guys, not much longer. We're almost into June, and at that point, it's a week away. And we'll finish up today with the comment from yesterday, as you're seeing here. This one comes to us from MDK22420, saying, it's bad when John has to say, use the phone app. Now, I read this comment, and I said, wait a minute. Nintendo's onto something here. Nintendo's very clever about this, if this is indeed what they're doing. So how do you get people to want the phone app? You give them something worse. And what we're seeing right now is worse. It's the inability to play with your friends when it comes to Mario Maker 2. And we're to the point now where we're saying, can we just use the phone app to invite friends? Can we do that? Nintendo's gonna say, well, I guess we weren't gonna give this to you guys in the first place, right? But fine, we'll use the phone app. It's lowering expectations to the point where we get excited about something that we were really mad about before, which was the phone app, but we're just beaten down to like where we won't be able to invite friends. And they say, oh, you can use the phone app to do it. I guarantee people would get really excited and be like, oh, finally we can invite friends. All right, great. Whereas before we'd be like, why are we using this app to invite friends? Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure to hit the like button. It does help out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about today, whether it's the Avengers Project. Are you excited to see what this is about? What do you think it's gonna be? Is it gonna be like a big multiplayer style game, or is it gonna be a single player? Games as a service? What is this thing gonna be? Because we know like nothing other than the IPs that are attached to it. Also, what do you think about Cadence of Hyrule? And do you think that it is going to be a shadow drop for E3? Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.